First thing we're going to start with here is our melody. My melody consists of 3 patterns. One is this double stacked chord progression. The other is this pattern which serves as our main melody. And then pattern 5 here is our 2 high notes that play in the melody to add some variation. Together it sounds like this. Pattern 1 by itself looks like this in the playhead. I have this on track 1, and this is what this looks like. And I have the range and sensitivity adjusted so that the sound is wider. I also have a fruity EQ2 on it, looks like this. As you see, my track 1 is also routed over here to track 7. If you don't know how to do this, you can grab whatever track you have. Let's say insert 13 here is loop to master. If you want it to play through another one, you can uncheck this little knob here. Say I want it to go through 12 as well. It'll now play all audio in 13 through 12 and then to the master. Anyways, back to what we were saying. This is routed to 7. And in 7, we have a fruity fast distortion and a fruity blood overdrive. This helps it get more of that nostalgic feel. It kind of crushes down the audio without utilizing too much of that bit crusher, so takes away that retro effect and kind of just grains down our audio. This is the second part of the melody at pattern 3. We have this on track 2. Track 2, I have nothing really special to it. Mixing is pretty standard, other than I changed the built-in EQ to cut out excessive highs, and I also have it routed to that same hub as before, which distorts everything. I typically do this with most ambient songs I make, so I don't have to keep reapplying blood overdrive and distortion on everything. You can also just apply it to the master, but in some cases it can make all the audio sound a little too much roughed out, if that makes sense. At the end of the day, it comes down to personal preference and what just sounds best to you. We have that routed to 7 as well. Pattern 5, these 2 high notes that you hear in the progression are on track 11. Sounds like this in the piano roll. Over on track 11, this is what this mixing will look like. We have the volume turned down so that those highs don't clip too much into our main melody. And as you hear, I also have a delay so that the 2 high notes play throughout the entire melody better. To clear up what I just said, because that was kind of a mini app session, I only have 2 notes here. You're probably wondering, hey, why do you only have 2 notes as part of your progression? The delay fills in a lot of that room. See how far along that plays? The delay adds more volume. It makes those 2 notes feel like something more than what they are. We also have reverb. That's what gives the sound that background effect, in addition with this EQ on the highs. So without the reverb, my high notes would sound like this. See how they sound a lot more front. It sounds like it's right in your face talking to you. You add the reverb, it pushes it. What does that is prioritizing your wet sound over your dry when you have reverb on. Of course, the type of reverb you also have on will change that effect. Either make it wide, make your wet sound a lot more crunchier or smoother. All depends on the reverb you're using. My go-to is always fruity reverb 2. And as always, route that to our bus where we have our distortions. Next step of the song, pattern 10. This serves as the bass to our song. Sounds like this. And we have that on track 8, which is here. And all we have on this is an EQ. Don't mind the mountain I made. This is just to drown out those extra frequencies for a more bassy sound. Same with this soft clipper. Helps distort the sound without me having to route it back to our bus, because as you see, I have it on our standard master. And if you're wondering what this bass is, along with all these notes that we're using, is the same preset here. It is just this. a lot of the presets I use in my music are private, given out from close friends or other music artists, which are not directly meant to be distributed. So by all means, I would love to share this preset with you guys, but I unfortunately can't. Lucky for you, stuff like this is really easy to make with Serum 2. You just need a good sine wave and a filter. When you mess with the attack, maybe add in some ambience, you can get a note that sounds almost exactly like this. If you think I should, drop a comment and I'll work on making a Serum 2 bank for you guys. We also have pattern 8 here, as you see when the song progresses. It's a single note repeating throughout the entire pattern, also with delay to add that effect of it filling in more space than what it is. That's what this looks like. Simple C6 note. And then we have this on 4, which is routed to our bus that we previously spoke about. And on here, we have that delay. We don't have a reverb on here so that this one fits in with our melody a bit more. Remember what I said, sounds more like it's in your face, you know? And then we also have pancake 2. This is a sine wave panning left to right, just helps the sound flow a bit better, I guess. Makes it so it doesn't seem flat in one position. I gave it a bit of movement. Change the mix down to 81% so that it doesn't feel like it's overwhelming you. This is a free plugin. I can't stress this enough how much I love this plugin. Go check it out. Pancake 2 VST. Make sure you're at the right place though. Don't get scammed. Pretty please. With all that together, you should have something that sounds like this. Next, we have this high melody that joins in. On our playlist, it looks like this, and it sounds like this. This is on pattern 2, using a sine pluck, which is also another one shot. Looks like this in the piano roll, and sounds like this in the piano roll. This is on track 14, where I have another EQ to emphasize its highs, in contrast to all those highs we cut out before. Pancake 2 for the same thing. And then reverb. Not too much though, I have the wet turned down a lot. This is just to add ambience to the melody. And then I have this also routed to my master, ignoring my bus that we had before. From that point on, it's all about composition and how you lay out your melodies. First thing, I have just the beginning, and then it slowly builds into one where I have that repeating note in between our two staggerings. I'll let that play for 2 segments, and then that's where we bring in our last melody that we just made. Of course, every track needs its textures. My intro is birds and singing, and then a vinyl effect loop playing throughout the entire track. I have these on track 15, which has nothing really changed to it, other than I changed my stereo separation all the way to the right. Now, you probably are asking about pattern 9 here. We have not spoken about it yet, which is this simple bass staircase. Personally, it has a bit of a nostalgic feel. I don't know how to describe how it sounds. It just sounded unique to me, and I was like, hey, I should utilize that. I should do something with that. We actually have pattern 9 as a preset here in Serum 2 using the Your Hands bass preset from One Heart. This is on 6. This is what this looks like. We have a D Blue Crusher to automate it. And then we have a Fruity Parametric EQ. If I'm correct, I think this is just the radio preset. Now the way I used it in my intro is like this. I have this D Blue automation that we used before to slowly raise up to give a bit of that old retro feel. And then repeating throughout the song, I have it playing a couple more times for transitions, such as this.